My research on hepatitis C virus began in 1975 at CDC when I recognized that there were a number of patients who had hepatitis and were deemed non-A, non-B hepatitis. This intrigued me, and I decided to inoculate some of their sera into chimpanzees that we had at our facility. They all developed hepatitis. In fact, two of them developed fairly severe hepatitis. And from those animals, later on, I collected plasmas that eventually wound up being pooled and used for molecular cloning of the virus. The next thing that I did was to actually develop an algorithm so that I could determine what kind of virus this was and what kind of family it belonged to, so that would facilitate molecular cloning. I found that it was sensitive to chloroform, that is, it was a lipid-containing virus, that it would pass an 80 nanometer filter, and that it banded in a sucrose gradient that was consistent with it being a flavivirus. Now, this should not be news to anybody because flaviviruses also include yellow fever virus, which causes hepatitis. The next big hurdle was to develop a high-titer plasma pool that contained at least 1 million doses of the virus per mil, and that was essential for molecular cloning. That was used for cloning, and one of the techniques that I strongly advocated was the use of a lambda GT11 expression vector system, and that provided success in the way of several virus-specific clones, and that those clones could be used to detect antibodies in patients who had non-A, non-B hepatitis. Findings were not made public, although discovered in 1987. They were not made public until 1989 in Science.